Do you love road trips as much as I do, and the freedom of just being able to stop wherever you want when you get tired of driving? And do you absolutely love having an entire campground all to yourself? I think you do. I think that's why you're here with me on my adventures. So stay tuned with me this morning. I'm going to show you on this real-time, almost live Thursday morning video about real-time where I am today, and I'm going to take you with me and show you this beautiful, gorgeous place in the mountains, in the trees, where I ended up last night, and bring you with me to share my morning. How does that sound? Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. You got to find your own. Good morning, all you beautiful, friendly people, otherwise known as friendlies. Happy Thursday to you. What are you up to at 9 a.m. on this lovely Thursday? I'm at a campground here in Hurts Bay in the Shasta Trinity National Forest. I've been on the road for quite a while, pretty much since I left the desert, and I think you saw that video already of me leaving the desert, me leaving Nevada. I still have a couple videos about those travels that are going to be coming, so this will be a little bit out of order, but I wanted to kind of just share a real-time morning, a real-time wonderful day with you. It is absolutely gorgeous here, even though it's been raining a lot, but this is an empty campground that I have all to myself. I am with a friend, and we've been traveling together for a couple of days, but yeah, look how gorgeous this is. So this is kind of a typical day on the road for me. I will, especially when I'm traveling, I will definitely make sure, because I'm only here a day usually, or maybe sometimes two, I'll make sure I get up in the morning, make a delicious cup of my Be Brave Carolyn's RV Life dark roast, and I'll put a link to my own coffee in the description, so if you want to buy my coffee, you can check it out in the link below. I make a cup of coffee and I come out, and especially, I don't know about you, but I love having an entire campground all to myself. I mean, I love boondocking, and I love being out in the public lands and national forests or BLM by myself, but there's just something really magical about having a campground all to yourself. My friend last night said it feels almost like post-apocalyptic, and I guess that's kind of what it is. It's almost like if you ever had an opportunity to be in a city all by yourself, although that would be kind of creepy, but I guess like a ghost town, right? Or there are some abandoned towns, but I think that's kind of what it feels like in a campground. I don't know, it just kind of feels cool to be able to just go for a walk and stop at any campsite I want, you know, stretch at any picnic table I want, sit down and enjoy my coffee at any picnic table I want. Heading to the Pacific Northwest, where I will be staying with a friend for a while for staging my backpacking trip. So I know that I kind of made the big announcement, and then I haven't really said much about backpacking since then. Sunday's video I've been working on for a few days is going to be about some of my training hikes. So if you're really curious about what I've been doing to train for my big 1,000-mile section hike of Oregon and Washington this summer on the Pacific Crest Trail, you'll want to see Sunday night's video, so be sure to subscribe below. Sunday night's video is going to have a couple training hikes in the desert, so you'll get to see some real cool beauty, like mountainous desert stuff that I did some hiking in, as well as an overnight, my first and only overnight that I have done so far, and how I make coffee and how I cook on the trails. And so I'm heading up to the Pacific Northwest, like I said, where I'm going to be staying put for a while. I've already been sending food supplies there. A lot of you are asking about what I'm eating, and so I'm preparing a whole bunch of freeze-dried meals and really working on my nutrition and what I'm going to be eating, my meal plan, because I learned a lot from the mistakes that I made on the John Muir Trail, and I'll talk more about that when I get into my packing videos about the hike. And I think most of you know, but in case you don't, I'll put a link up here to the big announcement. I'm going to be hiking 1,000 miles on the Pacific Crest Trail this summer, and it's May, what is today? Is it the 13th, 14th, 15th? I don't know what day it is. I love my life. I'm seeing reservations for the 17th, and today's Thursday. So today might be the 16th. And it poured last night. It poured for 12 hours straight. I mean, it poured, and it's starting to sprinkle again. So, and the forecast is like nothing but rain in Northern California and Oregon for like the next 7 days. So this is really crazy. And I do have a start date But the weather in both Oregon and Washington are kind of, there's a lot of snow. With the rain and the cooler temperatures, it's not melting. And so I'm kind of having to be really fluid about my plans for my hike, and I might even need to make some changes. So everything is really kind of up in the air. Even though my permit has a start date, I'm looking into changing that. I may not be able to start when I wanted to. So there are some things that are up in the air on that still, but I will be doing still food videos, cooking videos, gear videos, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And it is starting to sprinkle. But yeah, so I'm heading up to the Pacific Northwest, like I said, where I'm going to be just kind of staying put for a while. I have to get I think I'm doing 10 food resupplies while I'm on the trail. So that's 3 months worth of food and 10 packages that I need to get in order for my trip. And so that's going to take a lot of work, and also still figure out some of the logistics of recording on the trail, of how I'm going to get videos uploaded and things like that. So I'm going to show you something pretty cool here in a minute. How many of you, by a show of hands, how many of you have driven over Lake Shasta 1,000,000 times on I-5 between California and Oregon? How many? A lot of you? How many of you have seen it to down just like a tiny, tiny, tiny trickle? I mean, literally like barely a trickling stream with nothing but red clay. I've seen that a bunch of times. I have driven over Shasta a bunch of times on the trip from California up to Oregon, and it wasn't until last year in that beautiful camp I had, and I'll see if I can find a link and put it here, that beautiful camp I had. That was the very first time I ever really camped on the lake. And this year I kind of found this campground by mistake, and it's starting to rain. So I'm going to put you away and we'll pick it up again under the awning. Okay, so the rain is holding off for the time being. Welcome to my beautiful camp. So it costs $23 a night to camp here. No hookups or anything, just dry camping. And it's about 15 miles off Interstate 5 and a little bit of a windy, curvy road, but I had no problems at all. And it's really a very pretty campground. Even if it was full, there's enough privacy between sites that it wouldn't be bad at all. And look I was able to put the awning up, and even though you can hear there's a little bit of wind in the trees, because there's trees, it's not nearly as bad as it is in the desert. And so I'm actually able to have the awning down so we could, with two of us in the RV, it was nice to have a place to sit out last night. You know, when we got here at like 3:30, and it was nice to have a place to sit. But yeah, so what's going on with you guys? I'm on the path going down to the lake. I want to show you the lake. For those of you who have seen Lake Shasta at its driest, wait till you see this. I don't think I've ever seen Lake Shasta this full. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I was originally going to try to go to the same spot that I went to last year, but in order to get to that spot, I had to drive on the lake shore. And this year, look at this. I don't know that there would have been enough lake shore to drive on. Look, you can see how high it is. For anybody who knows Lake Shasta, this is super high, and that's because of all the rain and all the snow that the Northern California and even Oregon have gotten this year. It is really full, and it's really beautiful. And this part of the lake wouldn't even have water in it during a dry year, and later on this summer there won't be any water in it at all. So yeah, just wanted to show you Lake Shasta, really full. Thank goodness we've had so much rain and snow this year that the reservoirs are full. It's really beautiful. Okay, I think the rain is letting up a little bit here. This is my second time shooting this. The audio issues got so bad, it completely erased all the audio. It was just completely silent, so I'm having to reshoot this. So I got a little bit of a reprieve from the rain. Yay! But look how beautiful this is. It's gorgeous out there, right? There's a boat launch over there. There's a dock. Christy and I went up there yesterday when we first got here and had coffee and kind of hung out over there. It was beautiful. But yeah, this whole finger, this whole arm of Lake Shasta wouldn't even have water in it. Well, you can see there are submerged trees. It's gorgeous, huh? I hope you enjoyed my morning. Hope you enjoyed hanging out with me, and I hope you had a wonderful Thursday. I'll see you next time. Thank you for all you do to support my channel by watching, subscribing, and sharing. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah. I'll see you soon from Lake Shasta. Bye.